blue skies overhead, but a bit blue, the Richmond fans, after a very promising opening term. Port getting away in the second quarter. Kane Johnson there, Matthew Richardson looking for a big second half. So it's 49-84. Port getting the 4 goals kicked in the second quarter after 16 were scored between the two teams in the opening term. If you want to know all of that and you love your AFL sport on demand, go to bigpondsport.com. That's the website that will give you all those details. Kane Johnson in screen, had a pretty good first half. Port coming back onto the arena. They're in good form, Port Adelaide. Could be a real chance to be in the top 4 tonight. Ricky, I spoke about Kane Johnson a moment ago. You saw some leadership from him just before the break.
Yeah, well, that's what a team needs. Bruce is a really strong captain, and Kane Johnson, just at the half-time siren, called the whole team into the centre square, had a good chat to them for about 60 seconds or so, asked them to walk in together, a very tight-knit bunch, and that's what they did. So I hope that's a really positive sign for the second half. Richmond came out just then, very early. They did their warm-up for the last 3 or 4 minutes, long time before Port came out. Port have just come out now, so hopefully those signs are good for Richmond in the second half. We really need a good showing from them.
Good on you, Rick. Kane Johnson has led by example this afternoon too. Plenty of the football, in and hard, 15 possessions. Troy Simmons alongside, and Foley in the foreground. Certainly Foley and Johnson have been working hard. Troy Simmons coming back from injury. Still a bit rusty. Port Adelaide dominant. 16 goals between the two clubs in the opening term. Came back to just 4 in the second term, all of them from Port Adelaide. So Rains on Ebert. Tough day at the office for Rains. Started on Motlop. Umpire Farmer gets us underway. Sunday footy under cloudless skies. Bowden starting in the middle, kicks it down towards half forward. Plenty of Port players around the football. Johnson again, though, got it out. Tivendale spots a man wide and goes to him. This is Pettifer, about 60 metres from goal. Tigers would love a fast start. There's Richardson. Hasn't seen much of the football this afternoon. High ball in from the side, tuck, fisted away by Chaplin. Now a chance. Bowden gets a hand pass to Edwards. Kick in short though. Camped in front. Carlisle needs to be careful. Feeds it back. Thurstons, who's been very good, pushes it across the line.
Daryl Wakelin and Stephen Salopek, probably the 2 big names to come back for Port. Carlisle and Chaplin may be fighting for one spot down back by the end of the year. Chibok seemingly gave a little shove to Brown, who then held on to him for a while. Ball still hasn't come out.
That was like the square off, wasn't it? There's a free kick for a nudge in the back, and then there's a free kick. You can't just push someone out of a contest like that.
No.
Lade and Simmons, well read by Foley, and then Tivendale again on his non-preferred. Peter Burgoyne has played as a Lucy in the back half all throughout the day. Read that well. A couple of bounces. Now he's run a fair way. Kicks pretty good to Treadray. Got down low, took a good mark, gives to Kane Corns, and then Kane Corns goes to the pocket. I think Ebert might have been the target. Thursfield, and then Roden needs a good bounce. And it took a long time coming, and nearly got home, but just hit the post. Being terrific, Roden.
What I like a lot about Port Adelaide, the way they play, is how quickly they get the ball into their forward line.
And now Richmond in trouble getting it out.
Yeah. When they're in and around midfield, they often have an option.
Daniel, you got the free.
Option out wide. But what they do is they choose to kick the ball in deep, and they penetrate. I mean, some sides get the ball inside 50, but it just goes inside 50. They actually penetrate deep inside 50 to give their forwards a great scoring opportunity.
Kicked 3 goals in the opening term. Now, he's mercurial, isn't he? These are the sorts you fancy him with nowhere to look, but he hasn't done it this time. In fact, might have kicked it out on the full, and he has. So, King's upset a couple. I noticed Daniel Pearson King having a little to do at the start of this quarter, and he got up Motlop a bit there.
That sort of guy. There's Brown. One bounce. Carries it towards half back. Kicks towards the wing, needs to be precise, and it was. That was a lovely kick. Patterson took the mark to Foley, who's trying hard, as he always does. Tuck sold into trouble. Indiscriminate hand pass. The elbow went up from Brown. Hand pass from Foley. Patterson's got it. Well, he stood still. That fooled him. Comes to Foley. Foley kicks inside the forward 50. Pettigrew goes back. Couldn't take the mark. Loose ball. No longer. Burgoyne. Corns. Look away hand pass, a little too casual. Edwards took it away. Nicely done. Surgeon was the intended. The high kick coming back, though, not good. Coming through strongly. Getting a fist on it, Pettigrew. Edwards, another chance just outside the 50. In the sunshine, Pettifer pulls it back towards full forward. Well, three big guys around Schultz. He had no hope. Corns has taken the mark in the square.
No chance whatsoever then to take that mark.
So Chad to Kane Corns.
They've been good though too, haven't they, Port, at forcing Richmond to make that kick.
Peter Burgoyne gets it from Cassisi's. A lovely kick to Boak, who'd spent it before he had it. And then Brown, who's playing up the ground a bit, puts the pressure on Boak. And Boak, good contest, and then...
Tivendale's kick! Let him up, Warren, you there!
Well, Tivendale getting a high one, and maybe legged as well. Brown getting busy to Tuck, to Johnson, and then Johnson, just that one extra step. Sean Burgoyne puts him under pressure. Chad Corns gets back to make a contest. Pettigrew to Surgeon, and then Surgeon's kick may have been touched. Pearce running onto it.
On the other side, Pearce. Amazing game footy. Richmond in the opening 33 minutes kicked 7 goals. In the last 33 minutes, not a goal. Here's Lade.
Chad Corns, sorry Dennis, I was just saying Chad Corns looks to have started his second half in defence as opposed to playing in the midfield.
Somehow Lade sold a dummy to the man on the mark, and this ball bounces out of bounds. Westhoff has been throwing himself around, little to show for it so far. That sort of season, isn't it? But his hand off. Throw it in. Lade flicks it down. Trying to go through his Foley. The Corns combine. And again, well done. Kane got it across to Chad. Chad got the special bounce on it. The Corns bounce down towards Westhoff. In there is Roden. The hand pass comes back from Newman. And King again, the pesky King, is attacked. Gives it across to Tuck. King is one man they want to find as the ball goes towards the boundary. Foley, can he keep it in? Yes, he can.
Tough ball for Pettifer. Now to get around Pettigrew, and he does. And then goes inside the 50, but a poor kick. Chaplin back.
So the mistake was made by Tuck. That kick, just errant kick out wide. They actually had the numbers inside the corridor then. That's where they were actually going to mount their attack from. And then they were in trouble all the way down then.
So Lade to Pearce, and then Pearce wide. Chad Corns gave Newman a little bit of a shove, and then Bowden to get back. Can he set something up? Good kick. Centering ball to Simmons to use Brown, and then Brown sweeps the handball to Tivendale, and Tivendale a couple of stops and props, hasn't gone far. Now a third, and then the kick to Simmons, at least a left footer, and Simmons down low, and it bounces off Shaw's, and Roden to get it up, and Surgeon, still Surgeon, and now Peter Burgoyne.
Surgeon offers a Shepherd towards the wing. Westhoff had it knocked away by McGuan. 3-on-2 here. The Tigers needed out of bounds. Well, arriving quickly like the cavalry was Tivendale. He fell over. Back goes Wilt. In trouble is Westhoff, but played it cleverly along the boundary line. Foley has it. Back to Westhoff. Heard the explanation. No advantage. It's coming back. It's a free kick to Foley, who was slung, I presume, by Motlop. There's a bit of rage in Motlop at the moment. He's not a happy camper. And this is Foley.
To Johnson. Had 28 disposals last week against Hawthorn. Kane Johnson.
Burgoyne sitting back across half back on his own. That's why there's a free player, a free Richmond player now running in their midfield. They should be able to work their way through this.
So that's his 18th today, and it's not a bad one either. He's been able to switch it well to King, and then King wide for Bowden's run. He's run onto his left footer, so he just put himself under the pump. didn't feel for Corns, and now Corns able to give to Surgeon. Now Ebert's going hard here. Can Surgeon get it over the top? He does. Ebert and Rains. Not quite. Rains got back. There's one miss for Ebert. And he's got Thursfield, but he'll use Newman. So Newman in the back half. And Tivendale came to Roden, and Roden cleverly to centre half forward. McGuan, not quite. Treadray with a chance. Still Treadray. Left foot, and the captain has missed and scored a behind.
I really think now Port Adelaide has been dragged down to Richmond's level. There's been some terrible football played in this third quarter. They just can't hit a target, the Tigers. They can't make the right choice. I'm sure that would have been part of Terry Wallace's concentrated effort at half-time, just to talk to them about that.
Oh, here's trouble. Ebert. Westhoff did well to knock it down. Ebert snaps a goal. He's got 5.
Gee, Tim, they must have hurt you. That was it's like a draft horse at the moment, Richmond, aren't they? They're wouldn't win a Menangatone.
I mean, generally, this is the easiest part of the ground to actually clear. And Port Adelaide hadn't had any trouble at all in that point kick-outs, but Richmond haven't been able to go forward with the same decisiveness. That was just the wrong option there. Good hand by Westhoff. Good concentration from the big fella to be able to get a hand in and knock it away to set up that goal.
So Ebert's 5 goals equal his career best. He'd kicked 5 against the Kangas this year. And if we're looking at Port Adelaide by the end of the round, if the Kangaroos happen to win the late match today, this is about the margin Port need to win by to get themselves into the top 4. So if Kangas lost, they'd be in the top 4, we'd reckon. So Collingwood and Hawthorn just above them on that percentage at the moment. As the Tigers go forward, Patterson at the back made a pretty good spoil. Good pick up, Edwards. He's been a shining light for Richmond. Now he's in strife. He hasn't been able to get it out. Now Port Thurston's has got the ball, and it'll be a ball up. Just thinking, Tim, Richo on the lead today. He's had very few opportunities. Can't remember one since quarter time, really, where he's had a chance to kick a goal or even take a mark inside 50. Edwards back to Cassisi, squeezes it, doesn't go very far. Thurston's having that terrific match. Treadray good to Wilson.
Wilson towards half forward. Oh, almost a clever mark to Ebert. Rains in trouble. Played it pretty well. And that's a clever kick across the ground from Newman.
Here they go.
Bowden gives it to Hyde. Whoops. Well, Hyde lost it inexplicably, but luckily gets a free kick taken high. Tivendale's away, then long kick towards full forward. Where's Richo? Nowhere to be seen. Gutsy mark going back. Brogan. Pettifer. Now Corns. After another bright start today from the Tigers, this is Kane Corns from Chad. They have really fallen away. Ebert had it bounce off his chest, taken by McGuan. Bowden gave it to Tivendale. Tivendale kicks inside the 50. Richardson out of position, forced to spoil that time. 2-on-1. And the 2 carry the day cleverly by Thurstons to flick it back to Chad Corns. Burgoyne, Surgeon. Now Kane Corns. Richmond chasing, but forlornly, as the mark is taken by Treadray.
Just slowing it, telling his players, I'll go steady here. Carlisle, just in his 4th game today, 3rd this season, back to Treadray.
Their methodology going forward is so much more organised than what Richmond's is. And they get off their man far easier than the Tigers can too.
So Pearce, a couple of kicks away. Nothing happening for the moment, so he's probably going to go long here. And he does go long to the pocket. Westhoff a target. Good mark taken by Simmons.
50 metres.
Against Motlop. He's just spoiling what was a good day, Motlop, isn't he?
Yeah, badly.
He still has too many mental lapses when he plays.
And this might be a hard team to get into at the end of the year, and that's the sort of thing that might cost you, because the talent's all there. Hyde with some time. Pearce to run him down.
Oh, dear.
And gee, that sums up a bit what's happened since quarter time, doesn't it?
Yes.
4 free kicks against Motlop today too.
So the Tigers have hit rock bottom, and now they're starting to dig. There's Corns across the ground. Pettifer, nobody near him. Thurston's runs for him now. He gets the football. He's out at left half back. Not a good kick though. Awkward one for the leading Loney. He's under there. Couldn't control the football. Diving after it. Schultz still working. Was he pushed in the back? Doesn't matter. Patterson's got the ball. Well, it does matter now because Richmond not going too far. Brown running out of space. Just hand passes for distance. Hoping a breeze would come up perhaps. Carlisle to Pettifer, or rather Pettigrew. Going through the phone book. Goes down towards half forward. The mark is taken by Rains. Arches the back and slides away.
You're going through it backwards, Dennis. Rains' kick. Burgoyne, well done by Edwards. Peter Burgoyne. He's played as a loose man down back and has created a whole lot today as he gets it back from Chaplin. And now looks up. Chad Corns and Kane Corns were running together, and then Chad gets it from Kane. Doesn't really time the kick to fall forward. Thursfield belts it away high, or clever by Motlop. Roden twists and turns like the brilliant rover he is, and Sean Burgoyne kicks his third. There's a bit of class.
He's been a good pickup, hasn't he, Roden, for Port Adelaide? He's just added to that complement of midfield players that I have. He just sets this goal up beautifully. That was a smart bit of play then.
Very Cable-like. I mean, I know the other side, but the sort of stuff Cable did.
Yeah, terrific awareness here. Just beats the tackle, good blind turn, and then has the awareness just to punch the ball out there to Burgoyne, who's just a master at getting a handball receive in space.
Tough times for the Tigers then.
Chad Corns already with 10 possessions in this third quarter.
Margin 48 points. Well, that belies the stats there, as you can see. Richmond inside 50s, leading by 3 in this term. There's Patterson. Gets into his move very early. A little feint to the right, feint to the left, and then splits the difference with a shocker down towards half forward. Lunging after the football was Kane Corns in the opposite direction. Foley. Now a chance for the Tigers, maybe. Well, Schultz didn't know where it was. Picked up by Richo, who turns around and after the initial confusion kicks a goal. Confuse him, that's the way.
Well, there was nothing graceful or smooth about this goal setup. There's Patterson just jumping early into Brogan. Gets a free kick, but his first kick was just a terrible grubber. There's Richo, hands in the air. He and Schultz have met in the wrong spots too many times today. There doesn't seem to be a great understanding between those two, but he was able to finish it off. It is his day, but it hasn't been a great day.
When he goes past Peter Hudson and Wayne Carey on the all-time goal list. 44 minutes between goals for the Tigers. Richo getting his first in his 250th. From Richmond's point of view, let's hope it's not his last.
Centre square infringement.
So centre square infringement. So for the second time, the Tigers get the free kick out of the centre. Now Howard goes to fall forward. Edwards, free kick.
He's a player, this kid.
High contact. 53, Marty. High contact. And the head. Marty.
It was actually an audacious fly.
Yeah, how did they get him high? Oh, on the way down.
He does remind me of Thomas for Collingwood, just a little bit. He can jump.
Yeah, he's an energetic player too. He's got that same energy about the way he plays.
Kicked one today so far. As we said earlier, he's been one of the shining lights in what's been a bit of a miserable day so far. That's a good kick. So he's kicked the second.
They've actually had the better Port Adelaide out of the centre today. They've had 15 clearances to Port Adelaide's 9. I went a bit early with Riewoldt in the game, said that he would be the person that the Richmond fans would be talking about as they walked away from this game trying to spot a positive, but it's probably going to be Edwards. I mean, you love seeing kids just go for it, don't you? And that's what it is.
Young man from North Adelaide making quite an impression. That was a big leap. Always valuable. The small man who can take the big mark. Patterson falling to the ground. Foley in desperate trouble. Out of there by Wilson. Well, almost it was smothered. Ricochets across to Pettifer. He got it across in turn to a teammate who went down towards half forward. That was Newman. It's coming back though. The hand pass from Loney. Revolt had to come to him, and as a result, Boak. A couple to choose from. Eventually it bounces on to be taken by Corns, Kane Corns. Now Loney, who can kick it a long way, goes down towards full forward. At the back lurking is Motlop. The extra 5 metres on a kick from a guy like Loney, known to his teammates, not always appreciated by the opposition. Revolt a chance to dig it out of the middle, didn't, and they pay the price.
As soon as Loney got hold of that ball, Motlop started to lick his chops.
There he is, chops licked. 10 metres out. He's licking again. That's his 4th goal, his first since the opening term.
Young Thursfield in a bit of trouble here in the marking contest.
Here's the kick from Loney, just carried the pack. It was a good deep kick. Motlop right deep behind his direct opponent. There, oh, there's a banger. Looked like he might have collected Thursfield right on the chin there. I'm not sure. It was McGuan that came across.
So Will Thursfield coming from the ground, injured in the marking contest. Bowden coming back on. The youngster looks in a pretty bad way. He had serious injury last year in I think the 2nd round against the Saints. He didn't play senior footy for the rest of the year. How clean is Motlop? I mean, he's got faults, hasn't he? We were talking about them a moment ago. Can he take a mark and kick a footy? That was an extraordinary mark. Sean Burgoyne held up, but gets it back. Cassisi's pretty good in heavy traffic, but well done by Newman to Kane Johnson, who uses the run of McGuan. Now, it's not normally a great kick. He handballs, hides, gone. Yep.
Oh, dear.
But one of the Richmond forwards then could get off their man to provide the lead.
So
that's why he held onto the ball.
Sorry, Tim Ebert to Pearce. Yet another left footer in this Port lineup. Gray. Now, this will be his first kick at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. He's been out there for a while today. He's a very, very promising footballer. Pearce. Tim Gray was taken 55 last year. Westhoff 71 and Roden 86. 3 pretty good pickups, I would have thought.
And Carlisle in 2005 at 44. So they've done well deep in the draft, haven't they?
Yep. To get 3 from the 1 draft last year, all playing when the team's at their top. And you think all part of finals plans if they make it, and they're taking giant steps towards it week by week at the moment. Surgeon to Lade. The Tigers are getting lots of numbers back here. Lade told to play on. Chad Corns the target. Oh, it was a good kick and it was a good mark. They are precise, aren't they?
I reckon he's the most valuable player in the competition this play.
And goes right to the point of the square. Motlop, hands and knees. Ebert tried something spectacular.
There's not another player in the competition you can play in the midfield like you can Chad Corns. You can send him forward like they have on occasions today. And then he's capable of playing at centre-half back as well. Ricky Olorenshaw.
Just an update on Wills Thursfield. He came off the ground very groggy. The doctor checked his jaw for any damage there, gave it the all clear, went for a bit of a jog around the boundary, so the kid looks okay.
Brave young player too. Hope he's okay. Here's Revolt. Chips it across to Tivendale. He's about 70 metres out from goal. About 4.5 minutes till 3/4 time. Port controlling the game. There's Richardson. Short one though to Pettifer, who's got it right on the 50.
He's within range, Dennis.
The kick from about 55.
It's good from Revolt there, working hard to just make a lead.
So the Tigers just 2 goals since quarter time. Goalless in the 2nd quarter. Umpire's got the clock. He's on the clock now, Pettifer. There goes the kick. Gets onto a spiral. About 5 metres short in from the side. Big grub Richardson. Turns around and kicks the goal. Terrific mark.
Well, it wasn't exactly lace out from Pettifer. He decided that he'd go for the big bomb. There's Richo just coming in from the side. And how many times have we seen him do that over the years? That's been his trademark mark. Here he goes, still leading out. Decided to come back in with the flight of the ball. Nobody going with him. And that was just as simple in the end as what you could possibly hope for in your 250th game.
He'll feel part of the match now, won't he? I mean, he's had a pretty disappointing day in so many ways, a frustrating day. He hasn't been to so many contests, but that was a great mark. He's kicked 2 in this quarter, and he might be able to build on that into something. As the Tigers have kept Port to 6 goals as they were at half-time. It's the margin they were at half-time, so that's not a victory for them, but they've held their ground. Loney's kicked to Boak. And then Boak uses Burgoyne. 3 goals today for the first time this year. And then goes to full forward. And that's 4 goals for this year.
All clear.
Told you that footy's going a long way, Tim.
We're
He's
on to
kicked
something.
4. Ebert's got 5. And Motlop's got 4.
Actually, we'd like to test the footy, but I don't think anyone can get it away from Port Adelaide.
They love giving the ball to him too. To anywhere forward of the centre, this bloke, Sean Burgoyne, they give the ball to.
Long kicking a feature this afternoon. 5 goals from outside the 50. 3 to Port. 17-9, 10-8. Over 3 minutes remaining in this term. Boak did well out of the middle. Kasisi goes with a long kick. Motlop. Well, there was a collision. I'm not sure King did anything wrong. Now he has. He's tossed the mouth guard. Gives up the 50. Ooh.
Well, Motlop initiated the first contact.
Yep.
I think you're right. I don't think he actually grabbed hold of his jumper. You see a lot of the forwards now, and that's probably been a byproduct of the change of the rule interpretation too. I think we see a lot more forwards now acting for free kicks than what we've seen in the
So
past.
Kingy threw away the mouth guard, conceded the 50. Not good policy, especially if the ground has been fertilised recently.
He's not happy. He's not happy, is he? He's probably not happy about the fact that he's been playing at full back today either on Motlop, who's in great form. But the first contact was initiated here by Motlop. He almost grabbed hold of him around the jumper. He almost grabbed hold of his arm, but in the end he did neither.
So 4 goals from free kicks today. And Motlop's received 3 free kicks and given 4 away, and he's kicked 5. Tivendale's kick good. Oh, well done by Chaplin. It was just terrific. And then Schulz goes back to a hot spot. Richardson made the contest. Brown, clever kick, it's a chance. No, Wilson got a push and pushed the ball over the line.
Port Adelaide defenders have been really good today at coming off their direct opponent and filling in the hole or coming up into a contest as a third man. We see Mark Williams obviously unhappy about something he's seen out there on the field.
Peter Burgoyne, it's a good kick, isn't it? To Carlisle, to Michael Pettigrew, gets into the centre square and then had to think about it. Gets to Wilson. Wilson wide to Boak.
Boak right on the 50, lines up. I think he might be off target. No, it takes a good bounce and goes through for a goal. How often have we seen that today?
That's a training drill too, isn't it?
Those balls bouncing through.
Just a training drill from the point kick out. They kept the ball inside the corridor, just outside 50. Good shepherding here by Westhoff. In the end, he decided not to go for the ball. And I don't think I've seen a side kick with greater penetration than what Port Adelaide have kicked with today. Anytime they've been around the middle of the ground, they've been able to get deep inside their forward line.
So Port Adelaide over 120 points. They've been doing that for the last 6 weeks.
They're a good kicking side, aren't they?
They are, and big scores have been a feature in the last month and a half as they regrouped. The Essendon game.
Kick, didn't have the football.
So Cassisi's free kick. The Bombers game turned them around in Tredre's 200th. They were on 4 consecutive losses and struggling after a good start. They were top of the table after 7 rounds. Kane Corns' kick not so good. Bowden gets it to King. Do you reckon he's related to Don King, Dennis? Think about that anyway. Don would give him a job, I reckon. Reigns' kick. Well, good effort. Great mark by Revolt. We know he's related to Nick. As Revolt just pops it up. Richo going back. Chad Corns. And there's that versatility. He can do the lot, can't he? Gives it to his brother. So Corns to Burgoyne to Pearce.
He's just pure football, Chad Corns.
Gee, the Burgoynes and the Cornses, to have the brothers together at the same time, it's extraordinary. And look, you could make a case to say, I mean, try and rate them. I mean, the 4 of them are, don't do it. I don't want to be spoiled.
Kane Corns has gone back. Burgoyne's got it. Surgeon now. This is his 19th possession, Surgeon. He's been very good, although that's not one of his best. Across the ground. There's some holding on there. Thurston's is in trouble. Brown goes after the football right on the 50. Clock is running down. Brown long to the square. Pettigrew in best position. Coming back strongly was Schultz. But Port weathered the storm. Interesting, just talking about Surgeon, who's been very good as we approach 3/4 time. Well played by Chad Corns. Kane Corns. Chad Corns in a triangulation of fire. Stolen away by Foley. Now Bowden 60 metres out, sends it long towards full forward. Richardson launches himself, couldn't take the mark. Port back in number. Edwards trying to get through, and once again Burgoyne will bring it away. This time Peter. 3/4 time. Crowd not happy, but I don't think we can blame the umpires for this scoreline. 19-9 plays 10-9. 3/4 time of the G Sunday football.